Hello fellow stackers, 365 here, welcome back to my channel. So I want to start by saying thank you to all the new subscribers. We grew 211 subscribers in one day, which is insane. The channel's been growing by about 100 subscribers a day. But last night I went to bed and I woke up, and in that short space of time, there's 211 new people subscribed to my channel. So I want to say thank you very much. Thank you for all the support. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been there from the beginning as well, that's stuck around, that's still supporting the channel, that's commenting, liking, and all the rest of it. It doesn't go unnoticed. And like I've said, I am trying to get through all the comments and reply to every comment, but it is proving very difficult at the moment. But I will get there. I am allocating around about an hour every single day now just to reply to comments. So I do spend a lot of time just engaging with people, but like I said, it's very hard to keep up. So yeah, I am definitely appreciative. Just don't think that I'm ignoring your comment. It's just I need to get round to replying to everyone. So yeah, thank you to everyone that's joined. Thank you for all the support. Really overwhelming. And what I love about the stacking community here on YouTube is everyone wants to kind of bring everyone up together. Now, in other communities, and this doesn't just apply to YouTube, this applies to life in general, you find that people try and make themselves look better or do better by putting other people down. Now, you see this a lot in the workplace. You see people that want to perform better than others and they want to look good. So their way of doing that is by putting other people down. So they'll go to their boss and they'll complain about what someone else has done, what their colleague has done wrong, and all the rest of it, instead of just focusing on their own growth and doing better and looking better that way. Now, I found as life goes on, those people do get found out, and they're the types of people that get called snakes. And in the long run, it doesn't really benefit them, because instead of making themselves improve and do better themselves, they're so focused on putting other people down that the other people are actually gradually getting better than them anyway, because they're just focusing on themselves. They're not focused on putting other people down, if that makes sense. So yeah, since I've been on the stacking community, it's such a positive experience. Everyone wants everyone to do well. All the smaller channels all stick together and all bring each other up. You get a lot of the larger channels reaching down to the smaller channels and pulling them up with them, and it's just such a strong positive community. I think I've only met like one or two people since I've been in this stacking community on YouTube that are kind of doing the opposite to what I've just said, and they're trying to put other channels down and they're talking negative of them and things like that. And I'm not going to mention those channels because I don't want to bring them any spotlight or any kind of publicity from it, because like I said, that's not the way that things should be done, not just on YouTube but in life in general. If you want to do better, then support people around you, support people, try and bring them up with you, work alongside each other, because if you waste too much energy being negative and putting other channels down and spreading hate, then you're not going to focus on your own self growth. So yeah, like I said, thanks for all the support and I really appreciate it. Now in this video I wanted to speak to you about why I've started filming naked. Now hear me out before you jump to conclusions and start jumping in the comment section. What I mean by naked is, when I first started this channel, I used to always wear cotton gloves. Now, there was a number of reasons why I wore cotton gloves, and the first one was because that's what I thought you had to do when you handled silver or gold. I saw a lot of YouTubers that wore gloves, and I just assumed that when you touch precious metals, they were so delicate, you couldn't risk getting fingerprints on them. If you got fingerprints on them, it causes milk spots, and it causes tarnishing, and it devalues the coin, and all the rest of it. And that is the first reason why I decided to get cotton gloves. The second reason is I decided to get some black gloves because there's not many people wearing black gloves, and I thought it would make my channel stand out a little bit, and also goes really nicely against the red background. So that was another reason. I thought it was a bit different. I thought it made my channel stand out a little bit. And then the third reason, which is more of a kind of visual cosmetic reason, was because when I get home from work, if my hands are dirty and I haven't had time to trim my nails or clean my hands or whatever it may be, I can chuck on these gloves and I can start filming straight away without people going, oh, look at your hands, they're covered in grease, or whatever it may be. So there's three main reasons why I started wearing gloves when I started this channel. Now, as the channel's progressed, and a lot of you, especially a lot of the newer subscribers, would have probably never seen me wearing gloves, because I don't tend to wear cotton gloves now when I'm filming YouTube videos, and that is because I like to film naked. I like to have my skin on the metal. I like to feel the silver in my hands. I like to play around with it, and I'm not so fussed about it getting fingerprints on and things like that now, because I've learned that silver isn't actually a fragile metal. it's actually very, very versatile, and that's one of the reasons why I love investing in this stuff. It's not like a bottle of whiskey, and I know lots of people like investing in other tangible assets, but if we just use whiskey as an example, you've got to be so careful with it. You can't drop it, you can't damage the box. If the box was to get damaged, or you drop the bottle of whiskey and it smashes and it all leaks, and suddenly you've lost your whole investment. Whereas with silver, that's just not the case. Silver is always going to be worth something. It's always got some value. Now, if I was to bend one of these bars in half, yes, you're going to lose the premium, but you've still got the silver content. And I think that's the beauty of having silver, because it's always going to be worth something. And as time's gone on, I've really enjoyed picking up my silver and playing around with it. Now, don't get me wrong, I would never play around with a proof coin with my bare hands. And I think that's the main difference that you need to kind of remember. When you get a coin, if it arrives in a capsule, in a box, in a presentation box, and it's a limited mintage and all the rest of it, then straight away, there is no reason, in my opinion, to take it out of that presentation capsule and start playing around with it. Even if you've got gloves on, there's just no need, in my opinion, because the whole point of spending the premium for a proof coin is because you want it pristine. You don't want to risk opening the capsule and they're getting some hair or fluff in there, or a hairline scratch, or anything that's going to reduce the premium when you come to sell in the future. And I think that's the main difference when it comes to handling silver. If it arrives in a box and it's limited mintage and it's in a capsule, leave it alone. Don't bother taking it out. Showcase it in the capsule. I know I've done videos in the past where I've screwed off the top of the capsule to show the coin, but that is because I'm filming content. I want people to be able to see the coin in all its beauty. So I'm almost taking the risk of damaging the proof coin in order to provide good content. But in general, I'd advise not even removing the capsule of a proof coin. And I think, like I said, that's the main difference. When you're handling bullion products, I don't see any problem with handling it without gloves. I just think it's a more satisfying experience. It feels really, really nice in the hand. And I know this will get mixed feedback, because some people say, yeah, but it tarnishes and all the rest of it. Now, with the milk spot belief that if you handle silver with your bare hands, it causes milk spotting, that's just simply not true. With milk spotting, it's a process that's actually baked into the coin. So if your coin has the borax actually baked into the coin in the first place, it will show over time. And maybe by keeping it in an airtight capsule or not handling it as much might kind of delay the milk spotting process. The milk spotting process will still happen in the long run if it's baked into the coin. So handling it, in my opinion, with bare hands is not going to be something that's going to completely stop milk spotting. That's just how it is with silver. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section on this video, because I know this is a bit of a controversial topic, and I know that when I first started taking off my gloves and filming naked and touching this stuff with my bare hands, it did get quite a few comments where people were shocked. They said that I've changed and I disrespect my silver now and I don't respect silver and all the rest of it, and people felt very strongly about it. But for me personally, I like I said, to fill my silver. I've also got a separate stack, and I've shown that to many people before, but for those of you that have not long joined the channel, I'll just show you now. I have this separate kind of Tupperware, and this is a separate pile of silver that I use for my videos. So this silver gets chucked around a little bit more than my other silver. And don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of silver that is in capsules, even bullion silver that I've got from the Royal Mint, and it's got designs on it. And I've put them in capsules, and I won't be taking them out the capsules. And I will showcase them on this channel. But this particular silver that you see in my videos, I call it my YouTube stack. And it's silver that I don't mind chucking around. And if it gets a little ding here and there, and if it starts getting tarnished quicker because it's in the air more, I'm not too fussed, because that's part of this kind of journey. It's the little scratches and the dinks and bits of dirt that go on the thing. It just makes it more raw and authentic, and it just shows that I'm actually really appreciating this stuff, instead of just putting it all away and not getting it out and not playing around with it. So yeah, like I said, let me know your thoughts on that. Do you always handle any silver, regardless of it being proof or bullion, with cotton gloves, or are you like me and you actually quite like the feel of silver in your hands, because it is such a nice metal? If you've never actually played around with silver, if you're thinking about getting into stacking and you've never actually held a silver coin and clanked them together, the first time you do it, it is a real experience. And like I said, when I first started this channel, I didn't used to touch the silver with my bare hands. So I never fully appreciated the feel of it. And it's a really interesting metal. It's the most conductive metal. So if the room's a bit cold, it feels really, really cold on the touch. And if the room's got the sun shining on it, it feels quite warm. It heats up and cools down very, very quickly. So it is a very interesting metal. It's also the most reflective metal. So it just looks really, really nice in the hand. And like I said, I just enjoy playing around with it. At the end of the day, if you're planning to hold this stuff for long enough, I was buying this stuff and I was looking to flip it and make a quick profit in a month or two's time, then yeah, I completely get that. You don't want to have fingerprints on this stuff and all the rest of it, because you are going to lose a bit of a premium when you come to sell, because people would rather choose one that hasn't got little scratches and marks on it over one that has. But if you're planning, like myself, to hold this stuff for minimum 20 years, in my opinion, and I'm not a financial advisor, but in my opinion, the spot price will overtake the premiums that I pay on this stuff, and also it will counteract anybody even worrying about the look of it, and I'll happily be able to make some nice profit on this in the future, regardless of its condition. Now, I do have some pieces like this that some people have said shouldn't be in my YouTube stack because they're very, very old coins. They're very numismatic coins. Absolutely gorgeous pieces of silver. These are actually one of my favorite silver coins. I really, really like these, and I have actually got like another 10 or so that are in flips and in capsules that are in my main kind of foundation stack, and they don't come out and see the light of day. But these ones I decided to add to my YouTube stack, and like I said, a lot of people don't like the fact they're in my YouTube stack because they should be taken care of a little bit better than your typical bullion, but I just like to showcase them. I think they're gorgeous coins, and as you've just seen, when I stack this stuff away, I do pack it away fairly nicely. I have got bubble wrap that goes in between the layers and all the rest of it. So don't get me wrong, I don't completely just chuck it around and drive my car over this stuff, but I do think silver should be enjoyed. So let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments section. And as always, I hope you have a nice day.